Welcome to the Heavyweight Podcast.
The Heavyweight Podcast. Heavyweight Podcast. You listen.
We can weigh in on some heavy shit, What's good? This is episode 64 of the Heavyweight Podcast. I am
I'll be rolling them up
with these three guys.
I don't got no slave names, but I feel like one right now. The way my body is aching because I was in the field, so I'll just be Mr. Wendell Hurtbone.
It's your boy Moelethal the Grouch.
They call me Hunter. I was about to call you Aiken Kendall or some shit like that.
I was going to call you Kev Achin.
Kev Achin.
Kev Achin, I'll take it.
Kunta Aiken? Kunta Aiken, since you want to throw the slaves out there?
Kunta. Hey, he was a G.
So how were you?
It's always rough. First week of night shift.
Damn, that sounds terrible.
Oh, yeah, that adjustment?
Ooh, that adjustment. Look at me. And I still had to come home and do work.
I don't see the
Hey man, why you always try to hate, man? It was rough. That's what I got. He just.
Before we you guys get into your weeks, Kevin, how do you feel having your first headlining gig at the venue?
My first headlining gig? That was not. You mean at the venue?
At the venue.
Do you want me to be honest?
Sure.
Yes.
Nigga. So
yes.
I was.
So
I feel you. I feel you, Andy. That was a long slot.
Oh, she said.
Had to wait for
motherfuckers.
A lot of them. Felt like we had 42 comedians.
It felt like
in
that
front of me.
Too. They're a whack.
I was just like, oh god damn.
I'm not
saying all that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it was just long.
I'm not going that far.
That's what she said.
Yeah, damn.
Okay. I'll be honest.
It was fun.
Yeah, it was a good time. I had a good time hanging out with friends and trying not to fall asleep for the niggas on stage.
And I had to pace myself, but I wasn't doing good. I didn't do good at that.
Tips.
Oh yeah.
Who? Mo was?
Yeah, Mo. He was
trying
giving
to help
advice and
Patrick
tips.
I was trying to help
for beard growth.
Mr.
Oh
yeah. No, I don't know if that was advice or he was
That is
just
sound advice, sir.
he was shooting. He had a full clip.
He asked questions. I gave him honest answers.
He was out there with the switch, just switches and drinks.
You know what's really funny about it and sad at the same time? We've gotten into this let's grow our beard out culture where a lot of people can't do it, but nobody wants to admit it.
If you can't grow a beard, it's fine. But I've had a beard since high school. This is nothing for me.
I know that. But for the people who can't, living in this kind of culture we're in right now where everybody has beards, you come off somebody for not having one.
I'm this guy. I'm that guy.
There's somebody for everybody.
That's all it goes.
No, that ain't what I'm saying.
As far as it goes, yeah.
That's not what I'm saying. The look that's in right now for women is you gotta they like beards.
The look that's in for women right now is
money.
Is money.
Cash
wad.
Motherfuckers always bring women all the way back down to money. Not all of them are about
No.
Humans.
They bring us back down to money.
All people, not even just women, just people go to the money.
Whatever, man.
Right.
Come on, man.
My week was I don't know. It was
vacation. How was it?
Fucking roller coaster. Shit.
You got to go to the Live Oak Pumpkin Patch. Saw that.
Oh man, it was.
How was it? Was it packed?
No, we went on a Thursday. It was beautiful. We did everything in 3 hours.
Oh, okay.
She literally rode every ride she could, and we got food, and we were in and out in 3 hours. It was wonderful, and there was some talent in there. Like if I know what I mean.
Is that what
we all know what you mean?
Did you happen to venture into work on Friday?
Oh hell no. Oh, we had a quick come up, so I didn't have to work on Friday. You know, somebody came through.
That's what's up.
Wife came through, came up. So, and I'm waiting for the government to drop my $1,000 in my bank account. Newsom, you got 3 more.
So everybody getting that? Everybody getting it?
No,
not everybody, but I'm getting it. Newsom, you got 3 days, and I'm.
It's if you're single, every single person gets 350 if under whatever the cap is.
Not 350.
No.
It's 750.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, I was like, it's gotta be 750. It's
No.
750.
350.
Yes, nigga, my mom's got
no.
750. I shouldn't have put her business out there like that.
Hold on. No, hold on. No. See, no. No, it's not. Okay. Okay. Is your mom's married?
No, well, he ain't alive, so he should know.
Come on, we know, Miss.
Well,
come on,
right.
bro.
Okay. Is she claiming anybody?
No.
Because the way I read everything, you're supposed it's 350 per person.
No.
Well,
it's
then
not
let's stop talking about this, because if it's people claiming people, then I'm snitching.
No.
So we got stop.
The correct way it's worded is
I
that
thought it was
only-
750.
If you qualify at 750, and then you get an extra 300 if you have a dependent, not per dependent, just dependents. So you don't get an extra 300 for each dependent. You just get extra 300 if you have dependents.
If you have any, okay.
So a married couple should get 750.
No.
Or should a married couple get 1,400?
No, a married couple should get 7. No, you're individual.
Thank you.
But hold on. You're in that's. But if you file taxes separately, you'll both get 750. If you file taxes together, you get jointly. Then you gotta split that 750. That's the difference. So did you file together or did you file separately?
Of course we file together.
Okay, so you shorten your pockets, nigga. Don't worry about mine.
Oh, like I knew about it when I did my taxes?
Anywho, so we had an awesome show last Friday, and Kevin got to host. I mean, not host, but to headline, and it was unexpected, but he did a great job.
I just went last.
Nigga, it was an audible, and you headlined. Let's put it that way.
Nigga, the crowd stayed that long for you, because I would have been gone. If you were like number 2, 1 or 2, I would have been gone. I'd be like, hey, y'all, good night.
It was an audible, and you headline, bro. That's how I look at it.
I did not pace myself well, though.
Yeah,
because I kept thinking, they kept telling me, like, you're coming up next. And I'm like, cool.
You were drunk.
No. There's another nigga coming up. He's driving back from so-and-so, like. I thought I was next.
You were drunk. Yo, this nigga was at Denny's like, I need water. I just need some water.
Oh no, let Hunter talk about his week, and then we're gonna tell you about Denny's and why you made the right decision to not go.
My week was kind of enjoyable. You know, very typical adult, being an adult week. What?
I don't know what that means. What's that even mean?
Wake up, go to bed, come home, go to sleep. That's it.
Oh,
that's all you do in life. That's not
my highlight all last week was going to the venue that night. That's all it was.
You look
and then
nigga.
And you were brooding and staring off into the corner by yourself. That's why I walked up to you and told you looked at like you look like you're ready to punch somebody in the throat. The whole time, like, God damn, like Hunter looked like, if you fucking talk to me, I'll punch you. Like fuck, like
that's the way it was. That's the way I just sit unless you engage me. Like when I was talking to Mark and his wife and Maurice, I was talking to him, I was laughing, but when I go quiet, I don't keep a smile on my face when I go quiet. When I go quiet, it's just like,
oh, you been in the pen or something? Was you in jail?
I have done time in jail.
My bad. I shouldn't have brought up that face.
So guilty. I mean, you saw how he remember when he was rubbing his hands together talking about robbing people. Like you got no.
Yeah, that's right.
Like
that's right.
Shit.
I was in the B&Es. Like, oh.
So, I guess we'll get into the festivities. Let's see who we should start with. Fuck it.
Let's start off.
Well, whose topics first? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Oh, just grab them all, baby.
All right, let's go with Kevin's. What's something from your childhood that you couldn't get that you bought when you started getting it as an adult?
Everything.
As an adult. I'm sorry.
Everything, nigga. Everything.
What's everything?
Everything.
You bought dirt bikes
as a kid? Because I mean, like, there's kids that just really wanted that expensive ass candy, nigga. They just went and bought candy, like
everything. If I see somebody that marked my childhood, I get it. I've gotten Hot Wheel tracks, molten cold car.
So you have. So are you gonna tell me you got the big wheel? You just got.
My daughter has one. My daughter has one.
Did you try to ride it?
I sat on it and I couldn't get hardly get my ass up.
Yeah, that's why I never bought a go-kart.
But I also had a big wheels child. That was just like so that wasn't something, but I bought one.
With the the ribbons? Did you get the ribbons? Yeah. I didn't get the ribbons. I had it was a hand-me-down. Someone else didn't want it no more, and I got that one.
You want to know what I bought? Motherfucking Sonicare toothbrush, nigga. That was the first shit.
How is that something you wanted as a kid, though?
You wanted that as a kid?
I always wanted the little automatic toothbrush as a kid.
Right before teenage shit. Yeah, that's still a kid.
So you were a 12-year-old wanting a Sonicare toothbrush?
I was like,
hey man, not every 12-year-old was tagging buildings like you. Okay.
First off, I wasn't doing it at 12.
I've lost so many things that I bought that I can't find now that I had. I had a Sonicare toothbrush. I don't know what the fuck happened to it.
Yeah, I don't use it now. It's weird. That shit was weird.
And then it costs too much to keep replacing them damn heads. So you're like, let me just go back to the regular. Let me just go back.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I went there and I was like, how much did you say for the replacement? Oh no. No.
But just go back to the old faithful. Oh yeah, I bought a lot of shit. Hot Wheel tracks. I bought like that double-decker kite. It was like the big box kite. I never had one of those. I got one of those. Yeah.
Have you flown it yet?
Yeah, I flew it. That was a couple years ago. It didn't go well.
Disappointing?
Yeah, it was like a regular kite. I was like, oh man. I feel like I paid $25 for this. I was like, yeah, whatever.
For me, it was a pair of Jordans.
Like any Jordans?
I just
no.
We're about to go into that next topic.
I can't fathom. I can't buy Jordans. I mean, for my kid, yes, because they're like $35. But for me,
why can't you buy them for yourself?
$200, $250. I'm not doing that. I don't care.
He literally asked, "What did you want as a kid that you can now buy as an adult?"
I never wanted Jordans, so I don't know.
I wanted Jordan when I was a kid.
I wanted them LA Gears that lit up. And if they come in adult size, I'm copping them motherfuckers. I don't care what y'all say.
If they make LA Gears again, that's crazy.
I bought a new car as soon as I could.
You want a car as a kid?
Yeah, I wanted a new car.
You wanted a new car as a kid?
My dad used to get cars that were fixer-uppers. That was his thing.
Oh, you used to go real. You was like, I don't want to ride in no buckets.
He used to drive me to school.
Oh yeah,
and some of them may have backfired.
Did he at least fix them up? Did he fix them up?
I fixed them up. How like they ran?
Well, I mean, like the fixer up, or did he like fix it up?
Truck that was a two-tone. Nice? It was red and black two-tone primered spray paint, and it ran. Was it something that a kid wanted to be seeing? Probably not.
So
I may have ducked down a couple of times when they shut off at a couple of lights or stop signs, or my classmates were walking past. But it fueled me. So when I got old enough, when I was about 22, 23, I bought a Scion XB, brand new car. So yes, when I got, and I was a part-time, when I got the opportunity, I bought a fucking brand new car.
When you said kid, I was thinking kid between like 8 and 12 or 14.
Anytime, yeah. I wanted the motherfucking Sonicare as a kid.
Yeah, I was about 8 I was like, one day when I get a chance, I'm buying a fucking new car. Because I don't want to be in this situation.
I've actually purchased 2 new cars, but they weren't for me. So, damn, I've been played all my life. Yeah.
I think that reminded me of the hoopty. I remember getting dropped off in the hoopty, but my dad didn't realize that I didn't give a fuck, and I was like, "Cool, nigga, you got me to school." He'd be up front revving it.
It was like an 89 or an 88 Grand Prix, and not Grand Prix, S10, and I love that goddamn truck. I thought that was the dopest truck.
I think I was going to say
people used to clown it. I was like, this truck. I said, y'all only clown it because y'all can't drive it. Because y'all don't know how to drive manual. Y'all just mad because y'all can't drive it.
Well, I do want to drive stick shift.
That wasn't at all my reasoning. But
I was going to say, since everybody's talking about the cars that parents dropped you off in, that's nice. I never had that luxury.
Oh, you had to walk up 3 miles in the snow?
In the snow.
No, I did not see no fucking snow, Negro.
Both ways.
You didn't hear no snow out of my mouth. I'm just saying, I never had the pleasure of being dropped off at school or picked up.
Would you had to take the horse and buggy?
No, your mom came by and picked me up. That's why I didn't have to worry about it.
I grew up in a time where I walked to kindergarten. So what are you talking about? I walked to kindergarten.
I didn't say anything about.
I can't remember being dropped off at school.
Right.
It's either walking or buses.
Next topic.
Right. You know,
since Hunter brought up Jordans,
excuse me.
This is a topic from Maurice Gill. He sent a TikTok video and I just paraphrased it for the question. Did you realize the kids around you in school that rock the name brands actually had financially irresponsible parents, and not that they were actually, I guess, quote unquote, for the moment flexing on everyone else at school, that they didn't realize that not all, but most of those kids, especially depending on where you grew up, parents actually were financially irresponsible, and not necessarily that they had it better than you, but that their parents were more like spending money on things that in the long run didn't really benefit their household.
You're talking about your kids that look more fashionable than everybody else's kids?
No, as a kid, I didn't understand it, but now I do. Like, I know there was a certain group of kids, you know, I went to school in the suburbs, so there was a certain group of us that didn't have it, and they were always rocking Jordan and stuff, and, you know, their parents wasn't doing well for it. But then there's another group of kids that, you know, the ones that drove the BMWs and Mercedes to school, they had it. They had it. So,
because I said not all, but there were a certain.
But that's a tough one.
Up in the hood.
But I think
where there were certain kids that always rock J's.
It's a tough one. I think that's
it's tough just because the emotional state of those kids having to try to compete with those kids, and that's what that was. That's what they were doing, is like trying to make sure their kids didn't have to come to school feeling bad. Maybe they worked overtime to buy that shit. It's like, hey, we put in extra overtime for this. So it's not that irresponsible if they did the extra shit to get it. They're like, we have extra money for this. Like, nigga, you only getting one pair. You ain't getting every pair.
Kevin, did you see the kids that parents didn't really give a F about putting in?
I don't know. I wasn't paying attention because, nigga, was it uni? The whole school had Penny Hardaways because some niggas' family stole them from the train.
I know a lot of the cats that I knew had J's, and they always had J's. And I know their parents didn't give a flying fuck about working hard or doing that. Most of them motherfuckers was on welfare, but they always found that they always had the J's. And I remember the one time my dad bought me J's, the one and only time, well, not only time, but he bought me a pair of J's. And I remember getting crucified because I actually cherished those fucking J's. Like, that was for big deal for me to get Jordans because my dad was not ponying up. But for whatever reason, he felt real like charitable that year. And I remember coming to school and they were like, "Oh, you a blood because you got the red ones?" I'm like, "Nigga, they're Jordans. And they're basketball shoes. I'm gonna rock them like what they're supposed to be meant for." But there were a lot of kids that had every Jordan. And fast forward to now, and most of the motherfuckers make the same choices their parents did.
I was just saying, like, that's like, in school is really when you, as kids, when we first get like our introduction to classism. Like, if you're at a certain level or in a certain class, if you wear this or you rock this or you got this type of thing, or like the last time I studied, if your parents drive a certain thing, that's like where we first get introduced to the divide. Like, because when you're a little kid, like in middle school or not up to like third grade, we're just all kids. We're just playing. Shoes are just shoes. Shirts, like that shit don't matter. Then all of a sudden, I know where that shit matters. Like,
it mattered when I went to that predominantly white school.
That never mattered to me for some reason.
I mean, I don't give a fuck personally.
I used to come to school with motherfucking shirts my dad was selling that nobody bought. So we had 50 of them. I had a different color every day.
If you ask my wife, in like my last 2 years of high school, I was all about plaid shirts. I didn't give a fuck what wasn't cool. If it was a plaid shirt, I was rocking it.
Yeah.
I had like 35 plaid shirts.
I think it was a blessing though, because it made me not give a fuck about how people thought. Like, niggas were like, oh, because they were like, it's like be positive and some shit, and like that's what niggas was calling me. Oh, be positive coming up, like whatever, nigga. Be positive then.
I mean, I'm not saying I didn't wear name brand stuff. I mean, but most of my stuff came from like Burlington's, Ross.
All of mine did.
Marshalls. Like, we weren't paying
all of mine
for
did.
Anything.
And that was on Lil Wayne.
Oh yeah.
But yes, I do see what you guys are talking about with the parents making that decision. Like every J is insane. Like that's insane. Even if you got it, what the hell for? That's an extra 2 G's a year.
Especially when you got a kid that don't take care of them motherfuckers.
Sure. I think that should have been the lesson. It's like you get this pair if you take care of the other ones.
Side note, so the last time we were at the park, and the kids were playing together. When my kid came back over there with them J's and they were full of mud, you know how mad I was? I was like, you know what? Fuck everything. I said, you ain't eating? We going straight home? I said, wait, she's only 4. At the time, she was 4. Calm down. She's 4. We'll wash these off and wear them again. But I was mad.
Keep
I
on,
thought about I only paid like $35 for them. I was still mad. So, yeah.
For shizzle. I'll say is yeah, I see it a lot now amongst my peers that do make the same financial mistakes with shoes and brand names because it matters more for them and their kids to rock brand names over saving and getting to a better financial situation. I do see it now, and I can tell it's a representation of how they grew up. Let's go to the next question or topic.
I didn't respond to that because there's a lot of also social constructs in there. You got to remember what your kid looks like out in public is how people will judge your kid. Also, how your kid is dressed in public is also how people will look at you in that same fashion.
But your child can be put together and not have a bunch of brand names on.
Doesn't matter though. People roll.
My child don't wear a bunch of brand names.
But that's what I was getting to
her
too.
Her shoes may be brand name, but a lot of her clothes is Target, Walmart, Oshkosh,
right? And everybody expects that for little kids.
Gap.
I mean, everybody expects that for little kids. When you start,
when she gets older, it's going to be Target, Walmart, Gap,
whatever it is.
We'll come back. We'll come back to this topic 10 years from now because I guarantee we're gonna have a different conversation.
Well, no, I can have that conversation now because we were trying to do that. Like, well, I'm lucky with that. That she doesn't get caught up in that shit. Just as long as it, like you said, it looks good. Like, and that might be part of.
But it's different for girls, though. It's different, girls.
No,
it's different for girls.
Yeah.
A girl can rock some sandals from Target and not be talk shit about.
Depends on where you at.
That is true.
Depends on where you at. Depends on where you at. Like you said,
away with that.
Yeah. If you somewhere where all they wearing is rainbow sandals and they see you ain't got rainbow sandals, you the broke kid.
You said rainbow, and I instantly thought of like the hood store rainbow, like.
Okay. Next topic. This comes from Hunter. Who still buys songs?
Old news.
I am 47 years old, and your point being what?
Damn, why you getting all mad? Hey,
Nino, I am stating obvious. I am older.
But
what's it?
I think this has to do with, I don't know, the times, because now everything is streaming based now. I don't even know if things have ownership anymore other than
let's just go around and ask when's the last time you bought an album. What's the last album you bought, Kevin?
I didn't say album.
Oh, but it's music. Kevin, what's the last album you bought?
I've been streaming for a while.
Okay, Stutter, what's the last album you bought?
Probably Born Center. Not Born Center. No, I take that back. It was the first J. Cole album.
A Cole Side.
Oh, you know what?
Story.
Yeah, Cole.
Sideline
Story. Yeah.
Okay.
I think I do know the last one was it was Victory Lap just to buy the sweater.
But that was just for the sweater, right?
Yeah, the packaging.
I think the last album I physically walked in and bought was Confessions.
Yeah.
Oh, that's 20 years old.
Oh, we're not going to ask me?
When the last time you bought?
Well, you bought yesterday.
No, I bought yesterday. Song.
Okay, it's the same thing. You're buying songs.
No, it's not the same thing.
Okay, what's the last album you bought?
No. The last album I actually bought, off top of my head, I would have to go into my CD collection. But yeah, back when CDs were
this nigga. But listen, Do you don't even listen to the whole album now, though, do you?
No.
So then you won't buy an album, but you still buy songs.
I would buy songs.
I don't even buy songs. Reject the Unfamiliar 2, coming soon.
So what I'll say, as an artist, I feel like the climate has changed for consumers because everything's so now, gotta have it now, gotta have that song now, that albums are kind of tucking the back burner, and that's why I feel like people like Hunter will only buy songs because, I mean, labels don't really give a fuck about the content anymore. That as far as like quality content, so yeah, I get why people just buy songs because, or they make or albums are literally 15 singles.
Yeah.
The only album I would buy off rip, would not listen to and pay for the whole thing, it had to be a Kendrick album because he's the only one batting 1,000.
Yeah, because like you said, like Cardi, every song went out.
Every song went platinum. Every track on her album went platinum.
I guarantee you every song was based on it being everyone being a single by itself.
Yeah.
You just don't know which
she didn't make any what do you call it, the sequencing and all that shit. She just made
construct it go. No concept album that there's not going to be like this song ties into that song type shit. It's just going to literally be single based. So that's why like Kendricks are rare. But yeah. So did you want to add anything to that, Hunter, as far as why you feel question needed to be asked about who still buys songs? Like,
I think that's cool still though.
Well,
I don't mind it.
I get the whole why people don't buy songs because streaming has gotten so big. It's just I have this what you want to call an old school look of I keep my devices separate instead of integrating everything. And that's what keeps me back in that little circle of what I do. Like I don't connect my phone to my car. I don't connect my phone
you got
to
a nice
anything.
car too. Better be nice.
To your TV, nothing.
Well,
why?
It's just I just roll like that. It's just what it is. You know.
Thank you.
I don't know. Like I said, I actually have a separate Bluetooth device in my car to stream music instead of using my phone. I don't like everything integrated like that. I like to keep my separateness between devices.
And that's your choice. That's your God-given right. Like
right, and that's what forces me to buy songs versus me streaming or making a playlist.
Can I ask you a question though? What? Can I ask you a question? On your iPad, does your iPad connects to your iPod connects to the internet correctly? Right. Right. So could you not hotspot your Could you not hotspot your iPad to your phone and then stream?
To what?
Cut it off.
To what?
You couldn't. No, you couldn't.
You're talking about
you couldn't hotspot your iPad to your phone and then connect your iPod to your car and then still stream.
How am I supposed to? I'm supposed to have my iPad in my car?
No, your iPod, not your iPad. Your iPod.
You mean connect my iPod? You mean to your Wi-Fi it to my phone?
Yeah, and then via Bluetooth to connect the iPod to the car, and then you can stream and not have to buy anything.
You can probably technically do that, but okay. I mean, but again, I don't like my iPod talking to my phone.
Okay.
I don't like it. That's why I say I keep my devices separate. My iPad doesn't talk to my iPhone. I keep them all separate. None of my shit's integrated.
You should do
None
that.
Of my
you
shit
keep that way because they be ratting on you.
Thank you.
Apple
Thank you.
They snitch.
Thank you. There's little things in there that over time I just kind of keep everything separate.
Yeah.
You know, but it forces me to move a little different in this world.
You got different emails on all of them?
Yeah.
Good. Okay. That's like they watch it.
You don't want to. Hey, no, you don't want to know what my emails are either, but they'll have you rolling.
All right. Next topic. This comes from Stutter McFly. Is respect more important than love in relationships? Can you be in a relationship where you don't love but respect your significant other?
Respect more than?
Yeah.
Or like, not love at all?
You could not love them at all and just respect them? Do you feel like that you could be in a relationship like that?
I mean, that could be a relationship, but I don't know if that's the same as a thriving relationship. It's just based on like almost more It's almost like work based at that point to me. Because I work with a lot of motherfuckers I don't like. I shouldn't say that. They don't know now. But
you ain't the only one. You're not the only one.
And
You're not the only one.
It stems from I saw a TikTok and I had reacted to the TikTok and the guy was talking about he was going to marry another straight man and pretty much they would live together but like have separate lives, but it was like more of a respect based.
It was for the income. It's like,
yeah, it was the income. So it was not, they didn't love it and they say, hey man, you can fuck whoever you want, blah, blah, blah. It's just that we got
just bring that money here.
Yeah, we have the income to live comfortably.
It's a really good roommate situation, basically.
Yeah.
He basically said, hey man, we can build on a second master bedroom. He said, fuck it, you can have the current one. I'll take the guest room. No, I think respect and love goes hand in hand. I think you can love someone, but when it comes to being civil, respect is the bare minimum. Respect has to be there, because if you don't respect someone, then you can definitely say you don't. You can technically say you don't love them. You know.
So you're saying you can't not have respect at all? Respect has to be part of the equation.
You have to have both. You can't have one or the other.
No, yeah, I mean, I get that.
The original question is respect more important than love, though?
No. They're both equally.
Yeah.
So neither one's not more important than the other.
In terms of relationship, they're both equally important. Because you're gonna need both. You're gonna need both to maintain that relationship.
Yeah. Or else it's just a job.
Yeah.
So roommates, like you said.
Yeah.
Usually they'll just live together.
They're building on each other, you basically helping your bros to move up in life, bro.
So just throwing it out there. I'm trying to come up in life. You live your life, I live mine.
There was
this nigga.
You do realize that he was.
Hey, hold on. Something like that almost kind of happened in a roundabout way. It was me and another friend of mine and his family. We thought about going in together and buying a house.
And then y'all was just gonna be roommates all together.
Right. We're gonna just basically be roommates in one house. The house was like 7,000 square feet, right?
But
because when you took up put them together, it made it.
Was y'all gonna get married and shit? Y'all was gonna get married and shit.
Well, we were just gonna go in and buy the house together because the house was big enough to have two families in it.
But that's not, to me. That's only weird in Black culture. Other cultures do that shit all the time.
Yeah,
but it's not a weird thing. Multiple families live in one residence. Yeah. But obviously, the residence is big enough to where everyone has their own space. But it's a survival thing. Where now we pull ourselves together and we have more resources to do more things outside the home, so that we're not struggling just to live. That's a normal thing in a lot of cultures, which should be normal in our culture. But Black people can't stand other Black people sometimes.
No, it's I don't.
We like to protect our space.
It's not a race thing. It's an American thing. I wouldn't put a race. Yeah.
No,
oh yeah.
There's so many Americans that do it.
Right.
They may not be fully westernized.
I got a family across the street doing it right now.
Okay.
What is their nationality? American?
Yeah, I mean,
most but they're not fully westernized.
Because
even if they're of other descents or whatever, they're still American. I get what you're saying, but they're full on citizens.
Yeah,
but
like their cultures.
Culturally,
they brought their culture beliefs from somewhere else and integrated them.
Well, let me say this and not be so bad about Asians. I know you could be born in.
Oh, I was thinking Indians. Well, that's like we said, everybody else but us.
Right. That's what I mean.
Indians are technically Asians. The country of India is in Asia.
Anyway,
yeah, I wasn't going to touch that one.
But that's
what I get what you're saying.
I
get what Kevin's saying. I get what Hunter's saying because it's one of those bases of their cultures are brought over. They maintain those cultural values and they just apply them to their Western living. But I do agree that I think that is a American construct to the core that we kind of feel like you have to be able to stand on your own.
Yeah,
you can't be, trying to get help from elsewhere. Like,
right.
That bullshit.
Not
Pull
me.
up your
Not
bootstraps.
me. It's come help me. If you want to come help me, come help me.
That's because you're older. You're older, but at 18, 19, you weren't thinking that.
Yeah, I was, because I was struggling. Come help me.
Okay.
18, 19, I was tripping.
It's like you
you were
said before.
stripping?
I was tripping. I was wilding. I might have been. I don't know.
It sounded like you said
Might
you were
have been.
stripping. I was like, Kevin, tell us more. What?
I was in much better shape. I could have been up somewhere on the pole. I don't know. I was gone.
But to address your point about the social construct, you're right. It's just like in our country, we push people out at 18. We have this thing of pushing our kids out at 18, where
That's just
there's
such a
really
lie.
nothing to that. There's nothing to that. That was actually something that was made up by somebody, to break us away so we can get more money out of everybody. Because you can get more money out of an individual than you can out of a family.
And that's interesting. Is I think that's where the divide comes amongst race, is what happens when they push you out. Like, usually the white backgrounds tend to believe in having you financially prepared, so when you hit 18, you're in a good place. Where in the African American households, who tend to not really set up the kids for success, so then you kind of hit 18 and it's like, nigga, figure it out for yourself. But I know a lot of the white kids I knew, their parents had them set up financially to where when they hit 18, they were ready. So.
But a lot of them that I knew that 18, they didn't have to go.
Yeah, that too.
Like, they just went because that's what was beat into our heads. But they were like, I didn't have to go.
I only left because I knew I couldn't be fucking at home.
But I knew.
So I left.
I knew a friend that he left at 18, got engaged to his coworker, and his parents made sure when he wouldn't decide to do all this, though he didn't have to, because they told him, as long as you just keep a job, we'll make sure to pay for you to go to school and all that. But he said no, he wanted to be independent. His parents paid for him to have a Costco or a Sam's Club membership, and they made sure for like a year's time, whatever, that he was able to fucking fully put all this shit in his pantry and all that shit to make sure he was okay. And I said, shit, I wish I would have had that. Your parents are literally saying, you're making this choice and we still got you. Like,
yeah.
Fuck.
The only thing I can remember helping my kids out when they got over 18 was that cell phone. That's the only thing I can remember right now.
Oh, no, I know. I got helped out a lot.
Like 26.
One broke
Can
ass
you
is
get my
out in
cell
Arizona.
phone till I'm 46?
That was it, because a cell phone is a necessity, and I didn't want you to have to worry about trying to make that bill. It wasn't much, but it was just that little thing I did.
I will say this: I left home, but I knew I could always go back home and eat. I'd never be hungry. Now, the gas to get home would be different, but if I could make it there, I wouldn't be hungry. So I never worried about. Worried about eating.
And it's
my parents would drive out and fill up my fridge sometimes.
In my early 20s, my lights were off a lot. We kept candles on deck because it was not pretty. It was not like it is now. Not pretty at all.
Hey man, I was thinking about these kids today. Oh my God, they got it bad with the gas. Like, they can't go nowhere.
When I started driving, gas was under $1, sir.
Oh
gas
my
was like
God.
98 cents. And then by the time I graduated, it was like I was like 110, 120. I could literally ball out and go anywhere. I said, nowadays,
yeah, that's where the support comes in now. Like, you trying to go to where? Oh shit,
can't do it. I can't get the concert ticket and the gas. So you gotta pick your struggle. You gotta pick your struggle. Yeah,
you should try FaceTime dates.
Good. $7 a gallon. Hell yeah.
Like FaceTime dates. We'll go both tune into this Netflix account, and you watch it from your place.
Watch party. Watch party.
Watch party.
We're gonna watch
the same dinner.
I'll call you afterwards and ask you how you like the movie.
I used to, when
some long distance shit right there.
I think it was Microsoft. When Microsoft did that shit for Xbox, you could like have a Netflix party and like you can queue the movie up and everybody watch the movie at the same time. I said, this is a dope concept. Right, Netflix and do this shit. Let me link up and start this shit at the same time.
I'll tell you how my popcorn tastes.
Coast to coast pimping.
Whatever you bought, you tell me how it tastes.
So you're saying long distance friendship and relationships are now just a couple miles apart over gas prices?
Yeah, right. Damn. Hell yeah, you damn right. At 16, shit. How you gonna fill up a car?
3 weekends ago, they were selling round trip tickets to Vegas for $65. It was going to cost you $6 just to get to the airport.
Yeah.
So
anyway, yeah. I mean, Vegas. Right now, the only reason I would go to Vegas is White Castle, and I can go on the fucking freezer aisle and pretend that I made it to Vegas. So next question or topic comes from Kevin Wendell, and I'm going to add on to that question. It says, "Is Kanye West a human troll?"
Oh yeah,
It's not even. Yeah, it's even more than that. He is a troll.
And I asked it as a continuing that question, will there be a time that as a people will finally give up on Kanye West?
That's where I was thinking, like, is it just him or is it us? Is it
He's losing us slowly.
Losing who?
Black people.
And here's the bigger construct here.
He always finds a way.
This is why foundation is important when you're a artist of any kind, because the baby doesn't have the same staying power as Kanye West, and that comes from his foundation. So this, like you said, Hunter, he's losing us over time, but this motherfucker's still here. He's still like thriving. He still can make money. He can still be talked about. The baby, not so much. Baby has literally just been cast out, but that's because his foundation is different than Kanye West. The baby, pretty much people wiped their hands clean of him, said, fuck it, I don't want to deal with that shit no more now. But like Kanye is literally constantly trolling. I mean, when I saw the White Lives Matter shirt, I said, what the fuck, dude? Like
with the Pope on the front of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like at this point, we had that conversation at work. At some point, what he's doing is no longer, that's just Kanye being Kanye. At some point, what the fuck, bro? Like, when do we say what the fuck?
That's why I said he's losing us slowly. I would thought it would have been a lot faster, but I'm seeing, like you said, because of that foundation, it's getting little by little, the more he gets out there and starts doing shit like this right now.
What happens when he gets the album with all the people that everybody likes? It's like people don't know how to, do you separate the music from the antics, or do you just, at some point you gotta.
I had that conflict this week. I was in there, shit was coming on. I was like, that's my shit. And I was like, I shouldn't listen to this shit right now.
Right.
He's at R. Kelly status, but it's not.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
Take R. Kelly, for example, he did lose a big chunk of things.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's like the shit that he's doing should put him there, but it's not putting him there.
Right.
Because you're like,
are we saying the music's that good?
No. Well,
I think that's what
people would be like, I ain't saying she a gold digger. And you're like, nigga, this is the same nigga that just came out with a White Lives Matter shirt. What the fuck?
Right, but that old Kanye was the shit that everybody, like you said, that foundation.
But that's still Kanye. It's still him. He's still getting eaten off that. So he gets to do this shit.
I mean, you're a foundation part. All of us on this podcast are foundations, but we're all slowly starting to pull away from him because of what he's doing. So it is dwindling away. I would have thought it would have happened a little faster because he's fucking around with race. It ain't messing around with women or anything.
He don't care about nothing with race, I don't think. I think it's all about him, and like he's probably going to try to run again. He just wants the spotlight on him.
Well, that run again is
like that's it.
That run again is just that.
It don't matter. It don't matter if it's a ploy or not. It still pulls to him. Like it still shines a light on him. That's all the motherfucker cares about.
And that's what I mean by it. Him just saying I'm gonna do that. It's just him getting attention. That's all. It's just, hey, come look at me, see who I am.
I think it's deeper than that, Hunter. Like you said this week, you said it, and it was a blunt statement. You said this motherfucker really just wants to be accepted by white people.
That too. There it is. That part of life.
Like, he really wants to be accepted by all you people. Like,
and we have.
Do you think that comes from what is coming? Like that could be part of that political shit.
Yeah, I can see
that's
that being
more
a part.
votes. Like that's votes that he knows that'll show up.
You remember?
I hate to say it that way, but yeah.
The statement he made on TMZ
about slavery.
Yeah, the choice shit.
And when was that?
Around. Yeah.
When was that?
But
and look at who he's trying to get a base out of. He's trying to get them niggas.
And around that time, he dyed his hair blonde, and he had blue eye contacts walking around like it.
Yeah. I'm one of y'all.
Yeah,
come vote with me. But then what happened right when he the same thing happened, he went to black people. It was recently. Damn, what the fuck? When it was all the fashion shit and all his shit. Well, they don't want me in here because I'm black. And it's like, you can't play both sides, dog. You can't play it like that. The LVN and all that, those houses.
For over 10 years.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, he don't give a fuck about nobody but Kanye.
So you're just basically saying he's just really a narcissist at the end of the day.
Yes.
He's a
what?
Troll.
A narcissist troll.
He cares about himself. And he's going to do what he thinks. Well,
I was going to say acceptance by white culture has been around since we've ever stepped on this island. You know what I mean?
Since I heard
get the trucking and driving for these white people.
Right.
I heard
so
somebody's talking about it being is dangerous what he's doing with this though. Because it's a play on the Black Lives Matter. You know how you have the White Lives Matter people were doing the other side. Now that they see this black man wearing this and his status, now he gets to be used in that. Well, Kanye said this. Kanye, you guys like Kanye, blah, blah, blah. So now it fuels a different fire. So
you think you're gonna get gunned down or something, or
no, not him, but it'll trickle out into the streets amongst others because he does have a hell of a following.
But the other side of that too,
and like,
got who he was with too, though. You can't leave
her
out.
He's not with anybody. He's
no. I didn't say what I meant. He was with her,
but that was part of his shit.
You know,
like him, he didn't give a fuck about Candace in that. He don't give a fuck. He just used Candace because he knows where her reach goes. So he wants those people.
I'll give you that. I'll give you that because of her reach and
she was rocking the shirt too.
Right.
Yeah, like it was.
I'm not saying relationship together. I'm talking about, hey, let's go do this together for whatever purpose they had at the time.
So I can take your audience, and then she wants to try to get into the black community, but she don't know that he's curved a little.
No, it's not. Shim. She trying to use him to get into the black community and can work because everybody's already dismissed her out of the black community.
I think she had a shot if she would have just stayed as her and not played the ploys. Because like watching her with Killer Mike, I was like, I don't agree with a word she's saying, but like I'm not upset that she actually believes this. Now when you look at her with Kanye and stuff like this, you're like, does she actually believe this, or is all this some troll shit? Like everybody just wants clicks.
That's all troll shit.
Like, I'm like, do you honestly believe that? If you do, then that's your right. And I don't have to agree with you, but I can respect that you stand on what you stand on. But when you start doing the antics to me, that takes it away.
Candace Owen, and along with a long list of other black media personnel, have learned that there's money in being the token one.
In the coonery?
Yes.
Yeah, but we've had that since, like I said, forever.
There's money there.
See, but I get that, but like to me, if people honestly feel that way, then that's how they feel.
Nigga, why does Jason Whitlock have a show?
No, Jason Whitlock, he's another one. Let's offer the clicks.
Why does he have a show?
Girl, did you just put on a do-rag?
It's for the clicks.
Why does Jason Whitlock have a show? He never says anything worth listening to. He always says some off the raw troll shit to anger one side or the other. He's not good at what he does. He doesn't. He's supposed to be a sports analyst, and all he does is gives opinions. He ain't analyzing shit, but yet and still, he constantly gets a show because he says what people want him to say.
Well, that's the whole reason why we had the last president we had.
Time out. Did you see where Kanye's going?
I don't care.
He's got an interview coming up. He got an interview. You know who Tucker Carlson is?
Oh my God.
He's going on there. Like that's how far he is into this shit. Where it's like, damn, man, like you think that base is really gonna follow you like that?
Well, I hate to say it. Have you seen what Herschel Walker is going through right now?
Herschel Walker's a damn fool.
But I
it
mean, have you
works.
seen
But
his
that's the
base?
problem. Is it works? It works. He got elected,
Right.
and he's an idiot. Have you listened to him talk? You're like, Herschel might have taken a few hits to the head too many, and he is in charge of some shit.
That's the same dude that said. It's the same dude that said I'm pro-life, but I've also paid for an abortion. I'm pro-life when it doesn't affect me.
So yeah, so Kayen's going after that same base, and that you gotta admit that base doesn't like us when we disagree with them, but when we agree with them, they embrace us because then they
it's
can
troll based.
You know,
it's all Trump. That's what it boils down to. Is Trump troll ass, and niggas want to believe that that's the way you be a president in politics. And I'm like, cool, let's do it. At some point, we might fight, but y'all gonna lose. So it is what it is.
I'm here to watch.
That's how I feel. World ain't gonna burn. Them fools just gonna get steamrolled. Steamroll, baby.
We understand your chaos, nigga.
I will be sitting on the porch, smoking a cigar, watching the world burn. It is what it is.
Kanye might be Captain Troll at this point.
Okay. Well, I guess with that being said, this has been episode 64 of the Heavyweight Podcast. We have another show coming up at the end of October. I want to say shout out to Geek 40.
Shout out Geek.
Making moves.
And
hopefully be back soon.
Oh, we didn't tell you about Denny's, huh?
Oh, that's right. Let's end with Denny's real quick before we just real quick recap.
It was probably smart to end with it instead of starting with that shit.
This nigga Hunter was being a nigga.
Nah, it wasn't Hunter's fault. That was not Hunter's fault. Nah, we can't give him that. That was fucked up. Let me start with this. I went to Denny's 2 days after that and ordered the exact. No, hell no. Or ordered the exact same thing that I ordered there. I got everything within 5 minutes. The dude who seated us and greeted us brought our drinks out, brought our food out, took our check, and I'm inclined to believe that he cooked it. This Denny's was different, Andy. This Denny's was different. They seated us, and then we sat there for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Hey, let me put it like this. We got our napkins after we ate food.
It was a Friday night, and they had one cook. 2 cook calls off, right? And on top of that, they had about 3 servers there, 4 servers there. But instead of making sure people at least had drinks, the servers were having a powwow in the kitchen. While people were just waiting around like, so then when you got your food, it was cold as shit. And I think the servers were like, well, we know we ain't getting no tips tonight. So they were like, F it. That's how their whole vibe was F it. We know we ain't getting no tips tonight. They scratched it off. Like, it's a loss. We taking this out.
We had to order waters twice. They brought out everybody's extra sauce after we ate.
Again, they brought out the napkins after we were already eating. Like, here, you want some napkins?
All the food was cold.
And then they put the food that we did not get on our tickets.
Yeah. Then they had to correct it at the counter. It was bad. And then then Hunter wanted to be a Negro. He wanted to be loud, and I said, "Come on, let's just."
Well, again, that worked out to the advantage because I was stuck inside. If I was on the outside, I would agree. I would have been totally blackish at that point.
Also, I didn't realize they had armed security at this particular day.
They did.
I was like, oh shit.
Yes, they had an armed security at the front. I said, we in the wrong Denny's. I said, I've never.
A lot different than I remember.
I've never been to Denny's. Yes. Yes. We walked in, the security there with a gun. I said, what goes down here? It's Denny's.
And she looked a little thuggish. Jeez. I'm sorry to stereotype. She looked a little thuggish.
She did. And I was like, not in such a great area either, though.
I don't know. She's gangbanging. She's secure.
Yeah, but you got to remember, it's only 3 blocks away from the worst area.
Okay, but
it's an area they tried to gentrify, and it didn't really work.
It didn't work at all. All those buildings is vacant.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
So you made a good choice by going. Now I'm gonna go home. You probably got home with sleep before we even got our water.
I told y'all IHOP was 24 hours too. We could have went to IHOP.
You can't blame me. I was incoherent.
Yeah, you were drunk. He was drunk.
I can't always say that, Kevin, because I got lost for about 20 minutes in Grand Terrace because I got damn roundabout.
We still didn't even have waters by then. That's funny. You know, that's what Nee did. Nee came by. He was like, "Yeah, I got lost, dog," and I was like, "I thought so." He said he went down Columbia and was all the other way.
The fucking roundabout fucked me up. And then I saw a cop and I said, I'm not going that way for them to potentially think there was a reason to fuck with me. So yeah.
Ain't that weird how where you're at in your life, you still hesitate to go past
the cop? Yeah. It's not weird. It's part of the culture.
Oh, that's what I'm saying.
Not I said the fox. Not I. I be challenging them. I'm challenging them, the fools. Like, watch this. I'm gonna make a left right now from this lane. Why not?
Hey, I was on the freeway the other day. There's a cop in a truck doing 70. I rolled up on the side of him doing about 73. Looked out the window, dead in his eyes, and just dipped on and kept on smashing. And he caught back up to him later, and then he looked at me, and I looked right back at him like, "What?" And then I just kept on rolling. Like, what you gonna do?
Man, you need therapy. Anyway, with that being said, this has been episode 64.
Ooh,
am I right? 64 of the Heavyweight Podcast. I am Stutter McFly with these three guys.
Kev Achin. Yes.
It's your boy Moelethal the Grouch.
Hey, they call me Hunter.
All right, peace out, the Geek 40. Till next time, much love.
Peace.
Oh, also, hello, Phoenix.
Peace.
If you can hear the sound of my voice, you're a real one for sticking to the end. Just want to thank you again for listening and stay tuned for the next episode. 40 out.